Hello, this is Lynn Lassotovitch, and I'm here with Central Valley Talk, and I have Jeffrey DuPont. Well, I said it wrong. How do you say that again?
Ponte.
I thought he didn't need to work because I saw I had a DuPont.
I wish.
You know, I ran into you, and you guys have, I love your colors. They're like flashy, like hot pink. Is that the color?
Magenta.
Magenta
Yes.
and black. And your tints and your booths and your banners and your pull-ups. You've got everything. You've got those flags.
Everything you need for a trade show or event, basically. That's our specialty, is trade shows, event marketing.
I saw that you also had those indoor things that were kind of like a sweater on something. They were
Tension fabric displays.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
a lot for the trade shows. We have everything from TV stands, iPad stands, podiums, shelf towers. Pretty much, we could do a whole booth for the inside, even the stuff that hangs from the ceiling, like pretty much unlimited for indoor type of trade shows.
If you were going to make the spiffiest booth, what would you put in it? How would you do that? Tell me what needs to be there.
For indoor, I mean, it really depends on your budget, but if you get stuff hanging from the ceiling, that's when you're really cool. And so, you know, the higher up you can go, the better, because it's usually expensive. You have to pay extra to go high to tie to the ceiling. So anytime you could go above the 8-foot or hang from the ceiling, that's when you really stand out, and they know you're a big boy.
I see you have the flags, too. Do they let you use those on the inside as well?
Yeah, usually. And it depends. Like, a lot of convention centers have the 8-foot standard that if you go above 8 feet, you have to pay a fee. Mm-hmm. And then, depending on where you are, some don't have the regulation, and you can just put it anywhere.
Sky's the limit, huh?
Yeah.
So, what would you like to tell our viewers that separates you from your competitors? Other than, this is a man that works like I'm everywhere and I see him everywhere. So, I mean, he works at twice the speed of sound. So, you want to talk about that?
Well, mostly we're local here in Fresno now. We just moved from the Bay Area this year, and, you know, the Fresno location is awesome. It makes it so we can serve the whole state a lot better. Now we can ship to do the whole state of California and Reno in one day, and then we could cover all the West Coast.
So you're doing local labor. Is that what you're doing? Is it made here local, or some of it is?
The production isn't here yet. It's really
Okay.
hard for production in California at all. It's just almost impossible. But
Right.
our office is here. We've been hiring here. We're growing here. And we want to always have a good foundation here.
Well, we want to support you.
Yeah.
I didn't plan well enough. I was going to go to actually, I'll give a shout out for the Clovis Chamber of Commerce. I went to the Clovis Fest, and I didn't plan soon enough, and I didn't know Jeffrey quite yet. And so I ended up going with a white booth, and I did the best I could. But tell us how we can stand out. I mean, graphics all around?
Yeah.
What?
The brighter the better. Sometimes the busier the better isn't always good. Sometimes you want simple but bright, and utilizing your space. So a lot of times you'll see people that have like a canopy and it'll just have one logo on it, and sometimes that's because they're doing like screen printing, so they have to pay per location. Everything we do is dye sublimation, so it's full color. It's the same price if you have a logo on all 4 sides as opposed to one side. Your valance, which is the what people call like the lip, the trim piece, that's actually your key advertising spot that you can see from the farthest away. And a lot of people will leave that blank because they don't really know any better. And so that's why dealing with a professional and someone who actually does it, like you'll see a lot of people that, like graphic designers or just like a print shop that prints T-shirts also trying to sell canopies. And they might not understand where your prime advertising spots is. Like a lot of people, your back wall. If you just print a single-sided back wall because you're thinking about inside your booth, and then you have nobody behind you, and you just have this white wall, and you just missed a key advertising spot.
Well, I know some events, it's like people are walking by on a sidewalk behind your booth.
Yeah.
And so I can see how that would really be a plus.
Yeah. And it's just maximizing coverage and just knowing, because we do everything dye sublimation, there's no limitation. It doesn't cost any more to print everywhere as it does to print one small logo.
So how do I work with you? How do we do this?
You can go to the website.
Do I download stuff onto the website, or do I call on the phone? What is your number?
You can call on the phone. It's 559-795-0595. We're open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. You can go, Instagram is always really good because you can go see a lot of pictures and examples and get ideas. And then our website, exhibitsupply.com, always has everything you need. You could place your order right there, upload your vector logos. Sometimes people need help with that. They don't even understand what a vector logo is. They don't know if they have a vector logo. So sometimes it's best to start by email, to email what you have, and we can let you know what files to get, make sure you have the right files. That's the other difference between us and a lot of people is some people, they just want your money, and they'll just print whatever you send them. And we lose business because of that, because we make it, sometimes it's difficult because they have to get the right files and they get frustrated. And then you see them later show up at an event with something that looks terrible. And a lot of times they actually have the right files, or they just had to know what to ask their designer for.
So you can't really use like a 300 DPI JPEG. You have to have an actual vector. It's going to turn out better.
Yeah, because 300 DPI JPEG is good for if you're maybe business cards or something like that. But for it to work on something 10 feet big, you have to have a 300 DPI JPEG that's 10 feet big, which doesn't really exist. That file is going to be so big, it's just not going to really, it doesn't happen.
So I call you on the phone and I say, okay, I've sent you some pictures or some ideas of what I have. Now, do you guys put it together, figure out what's going to look good, or do I have to have, or do I have to be smart and already figure that part out?
Well, it's easier if you know what you want.
Okay.
Because, that's obviously the more direction you give us, but we can do the design, we can do the layout, we can help you get through all of that. It's just sometimes it's always better. If even people send us a sketch, you sketch it out and just, I want my logo here, I want my website here, and then we can help you with colors if you need, but we can guide you through it. But most people, they have an idea, they've seen stuff, or if you go on Instagram and you could look at other people's ideas and usually, oh, I like this, can you make me one like this one?
Well, what's the most popular color now? If I had a new business I'm starting and I'm choosing my colors, what would you go with?
Well, the most popular, most people always want black. That's just the most common. Just black canopy with my logo on it, or I want a black table cover with my logo on it. I suggest bright colors. As you can tell by my colors,
yes,
something bright. And you don't want to do too much. The hippie stuff is cool, tie-dye. We could do tie-dye. You could do anything. It's unlimited. We could put full pictures, full color. There's no limitations. But, neon colors pop. Like Clovis Chambers canopy looks really nice. It's got that bright green and black with the accents of gray and white. We did their stuff as well.
That was very nice.
Yeah,
that was
it's
elegant
perfect.
looking.
It's nice,
classy
clean.
Business.
But bright, and it stands out. You see it from across the way. We were telling everybody about it. We did their canopy.
Yeah, I did see it, and I was really impressed by it. I was wondering if you did it.
Yeah, we did for sure.
So to wrap it up, can you give me some ideas as far as what are your goals for your company as far as how old are you? You began when, and you're wanting to hire here as you grow.
Yeah.
Can you give me some ideas about your company and your where you began and where you want to be?
Well, we're actually a spinoff from I have a online printing company that's 100% online. We do everything from flyers, banners, business cards, T-shirts, anything you can want, promotional products. And this was our trade show division. And so because we sell all the major brands, and we knew that we could provide a better product at a good price. And so we started developing our own trade show and canopy products. And it grew so fast that other people wanted to sell it. So we had to split it off into its own corporation. And so in 2020, we actually was the day we were supposed to open. January 2020, we were opening our new location. And we were going to have a grand opening in March. And we were really we had a busy trade show schedule for all of 2020. And the pandemic had different ideas for us. And so we pivoted. We moved out here. We took the opportunity because we've always wanted a distribution center in Fresno. And our headquarters was supposed to be in Oakland. And it just made a lot of sense to get our distribution center set up here because we started growing a lot in Southern California. We needed to be able to get products to them faster. And our plans now are we're looking to open a distribution center in St. Louis, Missouri, because if we have St. Louis, Missouri, and Fresno, we can cover the whole country on 2-day ground. And that's going to allow us to expand across the country because we're having a lot of business on the East Coast. And it's, 5 days shipping. Shipping's really inconsistent right now. Yes. We need to get a location for distribution in the middle of the country.
Now, do you have a location where somebody can go walk in, or it's better to handle it online, or how's the best?
It's best to handle it online because you do have to send files and stuff. But we have a location. We're right by the airport off of Gateway. And you can walk in if you want, be able to touch, feel products. But that's pretty much the most you will do there. To actually get the design process going, files have to be sent digitally anyways. So like if you're someone that needs help sending files or something like that, we can help you with that. But for most people, it's ideal to send the files first, get things going, and
and then work through the process.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect maybe the first 5 minutes when we that are not techno giants try to send things in, but
yeah,
sounds like you've got a lot of patience.
There's going to be some back and forth. And to be honest with you, I'm not the best, but I have people that will help you. I get pretty busy, and it's hard for me to sit down with people for 20 minutes and help them, figure out what they want to do. But we have people there that can help you. We have Spanish-speaking representative that can help you for the people who speak Spanish, and we could pretty much take care of you.
Sounds like you're pretty diversified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well done. I've seen your product. I've seen you at the Clovis Chamber of Commerce events, and it seems like I hardly go anywhere that you're not there. So big shout out to you guys and the hard work that you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So here we have again, this is Jeffrey DuPont. Say it again.
Ponte.
Ponte.
You can call me whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just call me Jeff. It's all right.
Just calling me. Just don't forget it. This is Lynn Lassotovitch, and I'm here with Central Valley Talk, and thank you for seeing us today.